When you're working inside of Lightroom Classic, there are times when you may want to go into Photoshop with that image. There are a few tips about going back and forth between the two that I'll show you in this week's video. Back and forth between Lightroom Classic and Photoshop coming up. Hi, I'm Terry Vanderheiden. One of the subscribers to this channel, Bob, sent me an email recently with a great question about taking an image out of Lightroom Classic and into Photoshop for further editing. And Bob is definitely not the first person to ask this. This is one of those areas that can feel confusing, especially when you start dealing with file types and color spaces and what actually happens behind the scenes when you move between the two programs. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through that process step by step. We'll look at the right way to send an image from Lightroom Classic to Photoshop and what options you choose, what gets created, and how to bring that file safely back into Lightroom Classic when you're done. By the end of this video, you should have a much clearer understanding of how Lightroom and Photoshop work together and how to avoid some common mistakes that can slow down your workflow. As with most of my tutorial videos, I supply subscribers to my mailing list access to images in advance of my tutorials that I release here on this channel. If you're not on my mailing list and would like to download the images in advance and work alongside me when the video releases, get on my mailing list. It's easy. Just go to my website, imagelight.com, go to the upper right side and click on subscribe, and then fill out that form and you're good to go. I try to release a new video every Tuesday morning, so you should get an email a day or two before that with a link to this week's project images. So let's get into Lightroom Classic and figure out how to go into Photoshop and back again. And if you stay with me to the end, I'm going to show you kind of a cool trick inside of Photoshop that gives you a lot of Lightroom Classic control. All right, we have a couple of images here inside of Lightroom Classic that we're going to be working with today. Now, what I want you to do is to go up to Lightroom Classic, click down and go to About Lightroom Classic and make sure that we're on the same release, 15.1. Then I also want you to go on that same panel, come down to Preferences, click on that, and you'll see that inside of Lightroom Classic, we have a bunch of preference tabs. And I want you to head over to External Editing. And inside External Editing, we have the ability to choose what program you want to edit with. And in my case, I only have Photoshop 2026 loaded here, so that's going to be my only choice here. But you can also, if you're working on Photoshop Beta or something like that, you can add that to this list so you can have others to choose from when you're inside of Lightroom Classic. The file format's going to be PSD because that's what I want to work in. I want all the layers. The color space in my case is Adobe RGB, and that's 1998. You can choose whatever color space you want to work with. The bit depth is 16-bit because I want my originals in 16-bit. I also do a lot of work in 8-bit. I'll show you that. But for the most part, 16-bit is where I want everything to start with, and resolution at 300. You have a second editor here where you can add a different editor if you're doing something else like Topaz or something like that. You can put that in there if you'd prefer. Also down here is a little click box that says Stack with Original. I find this helps on organizing quite a bit, so I leave that checkbox just like that. And we can just close this out. All right, so we've got a couple of images here. Let's go ahead and click on this one. We can look at it and say, okay, let's say for instance, we want to add a new sky. That's a pretty simple thing to do in Photoshop, not quite so simple to do in Lightroom. So let's right click, edit in Photoshop 2026. The image comes up over here and we can see that we have the image set. Now, what I want to do is I want to just change the background. So I'm going to actually make a additional layer so we can have our original if we want to. Let's move this out of the way for right now. We'll just move that up there. It's kind of a floating bar. We can see the size of our file at this point. Our file is 438 megs because we added that additional file. But let's go in here and go to Edit, go to Sky Replacement, find the sky that will do the trick. That'll be fine. It's added it in. We can click OK. And now we've got this dramatic sky. It doesn't fit, but that's all right for this demonstration. It added a few other layers inside of our layers panel. And we see also too that our size has gotten up to 800 meg. So you can start making a file pretty large when you're working inside of Photoshop. So you got to be a little cautious of that sometimes. And the way I work around it is this here. You can see here that this says 16. We know that this is at 16-bit. We even told Lightroom to bring it out at 16-bit. But maybe this image is just going to be for demonstration, or it's going to be for social media or email or something small. So I want to go up here to image, go to mode, come over here, and then go to 8-bit. So this is going to make it dramatically smaller. Look, it went all the way, cut it almost in half, 400. So now we've made this smaller. Now the only thing we're giving up is access to lots more colors. So in a typical sense, I might do the first one. I can always go back to that raw file that's 16-bit and work on that if I need to. But for most of my purposes, it's going to be an 8-bit file that I'm going to work with. So I'm done with this, and let's go ahead. There's a couple ways that you can save this file. In the Mac, you can just click on this little button and then it'll save it, ask you to save it, or you can go to File and do Save. So whichever way you want to go, let's go ahead and click here. It'll come up a dialog box and we say, yes, we do want to save it. So let's go ahead and save it. It'll rename it for us. So we come in here to our grid and we can see we've got one of two because our stack, remember that little stack button? We've stacked these images together. We've got an image that's just our original raw, and this is our image that has that new sky put in. So one of the things that I like to do to help organize inside of Lightroom Classic is to use collections. You guys have probably heard that a million times from me. But what I like to do here is make a smart collection. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to create a smart collection. We're going to call this PSDs, because this is the type of file that I want in that smart collection. We're going to go to File Type, and we're going to go to Photoshop Document PSD and hit Create. We can see over here, you can tell that it's a smart collection because it has that little yellow gear. But now it threw that image into here, and so I know that all of my PSDs will always go inside there. So let's go back in here. Let's do another one. Let's take the same image, and let's say we want to do a little bit of work on it. Let's go ahead and hit Develop. And let's make a brush mask along the edge. And let's just simply make that a little darker. Okay, we've made that a little darker. Now let's go into Photoshop, edit in Photoshop. And it brings it in. You can see what we've done here is now we've darkened in that edges and it's working off of that file. So that's pretty cool. We have the ability to do that. Let's go ahead and make a new layer. And just for the sake of discussion here, we'll make a new layer and we're just going to take and make a little color thing, color squatch. There we go. Let's make it a sharp. There we go. So now we just made a dot there, and that's just going to make it a little bit easier for us. So let's go ahead and save that. Save. And remember, this was the 16-bit. We didn't change that. So see how much longer this takes to actually save. So there we go. Now we've got our three images here, and they're all stacked. So if you click on that, they'll stack them up, and then you can unstack them by clicking that little box. So we have our original, we have our one with our sky, and we have our one with our red dot. Saving, super simple. You just save it, and it'll come right back into Lightroom Classic. And we can see here that our PSD Smart Collection now has our original that we did with the sky, and then this one with the red dot. So let's take a JPEG here. Click on this, and let's say we'd like to do a little bit of development work on it, right? Develop, hit a mask. We're going to do an object mask, and we'll bring our box around our bird. Let Lightroom make a nice tight mask. Bring the exposure up just a little bit. Looks a little bit of green in it, so let's go ahead and pull some of that green out by adding magenta. There we go. That looks good. So let's go ahead and edit this in Photoshop, do a little bit more work on it. So edit in Photoshop 2026. Now we get this dialog box here that's really interesting. In this dialog box, we have the ability to bring it into Photoshop three different ways. We can do it as the original. which would bring us in. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll do edit, bring it in. You can see that it brought in the image, but it didn't make any of the changes that we did inside of Lightroom Classic. So let's come in here. We'll do this again. And we're going to right click, edit in. So you want to make sure if you've done some edits in Lightroom and you want them to show up, then you need to edit a copy with Lightroom adjustments. So let's go ahead and bring that in. Now look at that. We brought in our image that has the lightened up bird that we did in Lightroom Classic. Let's go ahead and make a new layer, and we'll use the remove tool, and we'll remove some distracting elements up here. That looks good. And remember, we're at 16-bit. I want to speed things up a little bit. Go to image mode, 8-bit, and then we'll save it. It'll save quite a bit faster. Back inside of Lightroom Classic. So if we look in our Smart collection, we can see here we've got that one that we added the dot. These are all new PSDs that come in, and this is one with the bird removed up here. All of our work will come in and land inside of the PSDs with a new PSD. So there's our original. And what's great when we're inside of Lightroom Classic, if we want to go in and work on this, we could actually remove that mount. We can do whatever we want to change it because we have that ability inside of Lightroom Classic. But in Photoshop, you don't. So let's go in here. Let's just do a little bit of work real quick. Let's just make our exposure brighter, and we'll bring that into Photoshop. And we're going to edit with the Lightroom adjustments. And now look, if we want to tone that down a little bit, we don't have any choice. We only have one layer. This is it. So let's try that again. Let's do this a little differently. Don't save that. Let's come in here, and we're going to take our other one that we had worked on. This is our PSD, and so let's go into edit. This time we're going to edit the original. So that'll bring us back and give us those layers inside of Photoshop. See, we've got the two layers that we can work with, right? Now we have the ability to work on this. Now here's something that's pretty cool. And this is a way that we can bring Lightroom into Photoshop if we're more comfortable working in Lightroom. Let me show you how this works. If you like this kind of content, hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell icon to be reminded of my next video. You can always reach me directly by email, terry@imagelight.com. This next section we're going to talk about is working with Camera Raw. And this is the ability to have all of our Lightroom functions inside of Photoshop. So if we've forgotten or we want to go back or do something different, or if we're just more comfortable with that, we have that ability inside of Photoshop. And let me show you how that works. If you're interested in this kind of thing, let me know in the comments that you'd like to see more on Camera Raw, and I'll be happy to make some videos on how to use Camera Raw. So we're in Photoshop. Let's go ahead and make an additional copy layer. So now what we're going to do is we have a couple of options here. So we've got a layer here, and we're going to go up to Filter, and we're going to go to Camera Raw Filter. And this looks very similar to Lightroom, right? We have our basic panel, we've got our mask panel, we've got all the things that we're used to, right? So let's go ahead and take this and move the exposure up, way up, and we'll click OK. So now what we've done is we've created a whole bright exposure on this. And let's look, as we're looking at it, we can say, wow, that looks, it doesn't look, it's too bright. Let's fix that. So let's go into Filter, go into Camera Raw, and look at that. We don't have any ability to fix that because it was embedded in that layer. So let me show you a trick that I think is just a fantastic way to go. Let's delete that. Let's make a new layer. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take this layer and we're going to make it into a smart object. So we go up to Layer, come down to Smart Objects, Convert to Smart Object. Now you can see that little tag down there. That's going to remind us that this is a smart object. And the reason we did this is so we can always go back and forth and do changes. So let's go into Filter, go into Camera Raw Filter, and let's go and slide this over like we did before, and we'll click OK. Now, if we want to come back into this and do some work, all we have to do is double click that camera raw filter. We're back in here. We can see that now this slider is movable to fix it to however we want. And this gives us that ability to go back and forth. So always make that layer into a smart object. And again, you got masks here. So mask works exactly the same. Let's go ahead and select the bird. And we can change the color. Let's go ahead and make them super blue and click OK. And now we've got this all on a layer, and you have that ability to go back in, and we just double click this. We're back in here, and let's say we want to change our exposure. We can do whatever it is we want with that because it's a smart object. So that is a really great way to go when working in this. So and again, you want to save it back to Lightroom. We just save. And it goes back into Lightroom Classic. Now we've got yet an additional image there. So let's look at our images. And we've got our image of our bluebird, if you will. So as we're looking at these images and we work on these, remember that you can go inside of Photoshop and come back really simply by just saving the image normally, and it'll save back into that Lightroom catalog, and Lightroom will track where it is. If you make a smart collection, you'll be able to find those images really quickly, all of your PSDs in that same little collection. If you're going to be bringing images back in for more work inside of Photoshop, remember to say that you want to edit it as an original so you can have all those layers at your disposal. All right, that's it for this week. Again, if you want to learn more about Camera Raw or that type of thing, put it in the comments because I do read them all, and I'll get back to you that way as well. All right, thanks for watching.